What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video. And today when I sat down to think about what deck I wanted to cover, I was like, well, we can talk about some more Darkrai, things from Brazil. We can talk about Rayquaza. We can talk about Decidueye. But we have talked about these decks a ton on my channel in the past few weeks, so I wanted to sit down and take a look at something a little more fun. So we are taking a look at a Dragonair Dragonite deck. With Dragonair here with the Dragon's Wish attack, during your next turn you may attach any number of energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon. Now this is definitely just a for fun deck, but it is definitely a lot of fun. So we're going to go ahead and hop into today's video and see what we can do. See if we can snag a win or two on the ladder and look at what makes this deck so fun. We're going to call this one Dragonair Don't Care, because Dragonair does not care. He just wants to get out there and get a ton of energies in play so that we can use the Dragonite from Roaring Skies here with the heavy impact attack. 5 energy attack cost, but 150 damage. That is a ton of damage. It is a lot of energies, though. That doesn't even knock out EXs, but it is enough for us to knock out Shaymin-EX, and also for a lot of pre-evolution Pokemon. And with this Delta Plus Ancient trait, if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of this Pokemon, take one more prize card, meaning that if we knock out a Shaymin-EX with heavy impact, we are able to take 3 prizes. If we knock out 2 Shaymins, we win the game. So we are going to see if we can pull that combo off. This is definitely, like I said, guys, a very much for fun deck, but it's a ton of fun. We'll see if we can make something happen. We are running a 4-4-4 Dragonite line in order to increase the maximum odds of getting that turn 2 Dragonair attack and getting the turn 3 heavy impact off. We are running 4 copies of Shaymin-EX because on that turn that we use Dragon's Wish, we really want to fly through our deck. We want to draw as many cards as we possibly can so that we can attach all of the energies that we can with that Dragon's Wish attack. We are also playing 2 copies of Unown here with that Farewell Letter ability, just allowing us to draw another card deeper after we use Dragon's Wish. So let's go ahead and expand it here and take a look at the rest of the deck and see what we can make happen. We are playing 4 copies of Gym Badge. I figure if we're going to meme out here on the ladder today, if we're going to be using Dragonair, play a little bit of a meme deck, we're definitely going to go full meme mode and play 4 copies of Gym Badge. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, draw a card. We can draw 3 or 4 cards, we can draw 0 cards. It just really depends. Hopefully the flips are with us today. This is going to be a card that allows us to dig for those energies potentially if we can flip a few heads. Not sure if it's going to work out, but we're playing 4 copies, so we are definitely going to be flipping some coins today and seeing if we can make it work. We are playing 2 copies of Level Ball, allowing us to search out any of these 90 HP or less Pokemon. This is going to help us get that turn 2 Dragon's Wish off. Turn 1, we're going to use it to find Dratinis. Turn 2, finding our Dragonairs, and later on, we can also use it to find unknowns as well. We are also playing 2 copies of Rare Candy, allowing us to go from Dratini straight up into Dragonite. Now, obviously, for our first Dratini, we're going to want to go straight into Dragonair so that we can use that Dragon's Wish attack, but later on in the game, it can be very nice to go straight from Dratini to Dragonite. That's why we're only playing 2 copies of it, as opposed to some Stage 2 decks you would play 4 copies and stuff in the past. We are also playing a copy of Super Rod here, going to allow us to shuffle back in any evolutions we get rid of, any energies we get rid of, any of those type of things. For Trainer's Mail, looking at the top 4 cards of our deck, finding a trainer card and putting it in our hand. We're going to use this to dig for, you know, Sycamores, for Ultra Balls, for Gym Badges, potentially for Level Balls, whatever we need. Also, we've got 4 Ultra Balls here, allowing us to grab those Shaymin-EXs in order to use setup to draw a ton of cards. 3 copies of Lysandre, which is a high count of Lysandres. Most of the time you see decks play 2, but we're not playing any VS Seeker in this deck in order to decrease the clunkiness, just to allow us to fly through our deck. So having 3 Lysandre is going to be good to bring up those Shaymin-EXs. We're going to go Shaymin hunting today, guys, and we're going to see if it pays off. 3 copies of In, just giving us a little bit more shuffle draw, and 4 copies of Professor Sycamore to discard our hand and draw 7 cards. Just the best draw supporters in the game right now. 2 copies of Float Stone. We do have a few unfavorable starters, like pretty much we don't want to start anything but Dratini, but we have higher odds of starting Shaymin or Unown than we do Dratini, so Having Float Stone to get that guy out of the active will be very nice. 4 copies of Double Dragon Energy. This does just say as many energy cards. It does not say basic energy cards. So that means when we use Dragon's Wish, we can attach all 4 Double Dragon on the next turn, potentially. 5 copies of Grass Energy and 4 Lightning Energies here. And this is the deck, guys. Dragonite Heavy Impact. We're going to see what we can make happen. Can we win a couple games today on the ladder? We're going to play between 2 and 3 games, and I'm hoping to win 1. We're going to try to win at least 1 game. We'll see if we can make that happen. If you guys enjoy these videos, if you're having fun watching us out here meme on the ladder, definitely leave a like down below. Also, make sure you subscribe so you can see anytime we post new videos. Now, it looks like we are going against Quad Lapras, which is probably a very, very bad matchup. They run so much energy disruption. We need 5 energies to attack with our Dragonite. We are getting to go first at least, so we'll go ahead and start Dratini, put an Unown on the bench. We probably could have held that in case we top deck like an Ultra Ball or something, but yeah, definitely is going to be Quad Lapras. 3 water energies in his opening hand there. This is going to be a hard one, but we'll see what we can make happen. And, yep, looks like Quad Lapras, like I said, that Psychic Water type. Anytime you see that on the ladder, that just means 4 Lapras and 1 Wobbuffet, most likely. Some are running 2 nowadays, but for the most part, just 1 Wobbuffet is all they need. We will take our mulligans. We want as many cards as we can get, and unfortunately, this is not a great-looking hand. We're going to go ahead and start the video off with a big gym badge. Just 1 card. I was like, are we going to draw a ton of cards today? Let's go ahead and play Trainer's Mail here. We find nothing, unfortunately. I think he could like Escape Rope up the Unown, which wouldn't be great. He can't, if he's playing the Max Elixir version, he can win this next turn. But that's pretty low odds. Maybe we should have Farewell Lettered before the Trainer's Mail, but we'll go ahead and play it now. We do find a Double Dragon Energy, so that is something, and we're going to pass onto my opponent's turn. Hopefully they don't play the Max Elixir version. If they do have a shot to win the game on this turn. And we're going to see him go in with a Fighting Fury Belt and a Water Energy and just a Collect from my opponent. We will get off this turn to Dragon's Wish, but our deck is not giving us any favors here. We're going to go ahead and play this Lysandre just to burn a card out of our hand. We are going to play the Shaymin this turn. We'll go ahead and put, I guess, just a Lightning on this Dragonair, and we're going to set up for 2 cards here. See if we can maybe find something to work with. Nope. Giving us no favors, but we're going to go ahead and use that Dragon's Wish attack so that on our next turn we can attach a bunch of energies, but not looking hot for us, guys. My opponent's just going to play a Team Rocket's Handiwork. Do flip 2 heads. They get rid of the stuff that would have been pretty useful, Level Ball, Ultra Ball, all those things, but we do thankfully get a Professor Sycamore. So we'll go ahead and attach 2 Double Dragon Energies. So that gives us enough to... Oh no, we only needed a Double Dragon plus a Grass, but this is fine because we're going to have to Sycamore anyway. So let's go ahead and put a Float Stone on this Shaymin, and we're going to go ahead and play Professor Sycamore. Let's see if we can find a Dragonite here. We find some gym badges, so that could be useful. Let's go ahead and play a gym badge, see if we can flip some heads. There's 1, just 1 card. Okay, so we do find an Ultra Ball, though. I'm going to keep Lysandre. That seems pretty important. I think we're going to actually get rid of... I'm actually going to play this Trainers Mail first. Maybe we find a Level Ball. That would be good. Nope. Fortunately not. We're not Ultra Ball. We're actually just going to get rid of Gym Badge and a Grass Energy. And we're going to get up this Dragonite. Maybe we should have attached a bunch of energies just for the fact of like so much energy disruption. That probably would have been better. I didn't actually really think of that, so that's a mistake on my part. We could have 2 more Grass Energies on this guy, but we're going to go ahead and Heavy Impact here. 450 damage, and if he does not have a way to retreat plus in us, we will be able to take a knockout on it next turn, because if he does retreat it, we can just Lysandre, bring it back up, and take 3 prizes with our Dragonite. This deck, the Lapras deck, can tend to have some slow starts if they don't draw into their energy disruption cards early. They can have a slow start for sure. So yeah, really unfortunate here that we didn't Really unfortunate that we didn't attach those energies before the Sycamore. That would have been ideal since he could play some Team Flareons, could play some Crushing Hammers and stuff this turn, but looks like we're just going to see a VS Seeker for the Team Rocket's handiwork. And let's see what he gets rid of. Does flip 2 heads, or 1 heads, excuse me, so he gets rid of 2 cards. And onto our turn, we will get to take a knockout here. We can go ahead and play that Level Ball, find a Dratini. I don't think we want to end since we know my opponent doesn't have a great hand. But we will go ahead and use Heavy Impact here, taking 3 prizes on a Lapras. You know what, guys? I'm satisfied with today's video. We took a 3-prize turn. Can't complain anymore. We can get an Ultra Ball, Rare Candy, into Dragonite on the next turn onto this second Dratini, so that is something good as well. But my opponent is going to be able to bring up this Lapras here and just start collecting. Now he's going to play an N, so put us down to 3 cards. This is where this deck could have an issue if we don't draw well off of this N, but we have 3 Shaymins left in the deck, so yeah, there we go. Like I said, like pretty decent odds to draw Shaymin. And we get a Sycamore as well. He's just going to attach an Energy, and we'll see a Collect for my opponent. Maybe if we get a Lysandre on this Lapras, that would be good. Force him to find a switching card. Do we go Gym Badge? No, I think we're going to definitely use Shaymin's set up attack first, or set up ability first, excuse me. We haven't flipped just a straight up Tails yet on Gym Badge, which is pretty nice. Let's see if that we could Ultra Ball for a Shaymin, or we could meme and play Gym Badge. We're gonna play Gym Badge. It didn't work. Okay. We can still Ultra Ball away 2 Sycamores for Shaymin and dig a little bit. We could just go get we could get rid of the Dragonite and just go get a Dragonair. That's the safest play, so I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Just go get a Dragonair. We do have 1 Dragonite left. We do have our Super Rod still as well. How many Double Dragons? We do have 2. We would like to put some grasses back, though. We actually maybe should change our energy count to like 6 lightning, or 6 grass and 4 lightning, or something like that. That might be actually better than what we're running. Or 6 and 3, I think. Anyways. Okay, so we do get another Dratini. We'll go ahead and bench that. We do have a Rare Candy, so we could get up into a Dragonite. We could Shaymin set up this turn, but we're just going to go with a Heavy Impact. He could paralyze us here, which would be unfortunate. I imagine that's what he would go for, or he could just straight up knock us out. That's actually probably what he would go for there. So we will need to find another... We actually need to find a Super Rod if we want to attack with this one, or our second Double Dragon Energy, but he did get the Grass Energy, meaning he will be able to knock out our Lapras. He plays an Elima here, which is pretty funny, so he's out. He's memeing a little bit himself. He flips Tails, draws 3. We flip Tails, draw 3. We do get an N, though, so he's going to collect, then we can just N. No, he's actually going to just Blizzard Burn, take his KO. He cannot attack on his next turn, which means we can get off a Dragon's Wish this turn, which we may very well do. We would like to find Super Rod here, if we can, and we top deck it. Very nice. Oh, did we freeze? Please don't freeze. No. Okay, good. Okay. Whew. So we're going to put back a Dragonite just to increase our odds of drawing it, and just 2 Grass Energies, I guess. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then we are going to play an N, just to try to draw a couple more cards. We are giving our opponent 1 more card. We do get a Dragonite, though. We can go ahead and get into this Dragonair. He can't attack during his next turn unless he plays a Pokemon Ranger. Some lists don't even play Ranger anymore, they just play like Olympia, so he would have to have Olympia plus Switch. So we're just going to go in with Dragon's Wish and hope that he can't knock us out. If he can't knock us out, then, you know, that he's just going to win the game most likely. Here comes Hammers, though. Let's see what he gets rid of. Does flip Tails, though, thankfully. That's actually really important. So next turn, we can go in with Dragonite, and we still hit for 150, which means we can take a knockout on Lapras. Let's see, does he have the switch, though, into Wobbuffet? That would be really bad. Really, really bad if he has that. I think he would have played it, though, if he had it. No, he's just going to retreat, so very smart from my opponent, and going to collect. Alright, on our turn, top deck a Rare Candy. That's going to be pretty useless here. Going to go ahead and get up into Dragonite, and we're just going to Sycamore. Draw 7 cards. Okay. So we can If we go here, that's enough to attack. We have Lysandre for the next turn. Going to attach here. I think in case he ends us, I could Ultra Ball to thin a little bit, but I think I'm going to keep... Like, I could Ultra Ball away the Rare Candy in the end. 2 cards we don't really need. But if we draw the Ultra Ball off the... Actually, no, we're just going to do this. This makes the most sense. Okay, we'll do this. And we could use Shaymin's setup ability to draw the rest of our deck, but we are not going to do that. Actually, no. Here's what we can do. We can fail it. We have 5 cards. No, it wouldn't work. Never mind. Dang it. It won't work. Okay, we're just going to grab the Dragonite. I was thinking, like, we can set up and just draw leave just 1 card in our deck, so it's pretty impossible for us to whiff next turn. He could just attach and retreat to Wobbuffet, though. And then that would also allow us to get all of our energies onto the Dragonair. But then also, if he ends or Elimas us, we lose that way. So we're actually going to keep the Dragonite in case he does play the Ema, because if he plays the Lima right now, if we play the Dragonite and we flip heads, we actually lose the game because we deck out. So we're just going to go for the heavy impact here. We do have the Lysandre in our hands, meaning we can Lysandre this if he retreats it. We can Lysandre this. We'll see what happens. We might actually get a win. A deck that I thought we would have pretty much an auto loss against. We'll see what we can do. We do have 1 double dragon in the deck, or was it just 2 grass and a lightning? Yeah, 2 grass and a lightning left in the deck. So maybe we should have attached this lightning here. Actually, yeah, we definitely should have, because if he has a Team Flare Grunt or something, oh, this is going to be bad. But he hasn't played a single Team Flare Grunt this game, which is very interesting. But he's just going to play a puzzle. Is he playing 1 or 2? I think when it pops back up like that, it means that he's playing 2. So he could get back some hammers. Yep, just an energy and a crushing hammer. So if he flips heads on this hammer, it's going to actually be kind of bad, and that would mean we should have. That would mean we should have put this energy here, but thankfully he doesn't. Let's see what he plays here. He's going to play the Ema. We won't deck out if we flip heads, and actually if we flip heads, that pretty much wins us the game. I actually really hope we would flip heads. If we flip... Oh, he flips tails, and we flip heads. Very nice. This means that it's impossible for us to whiff the Lysandre this turn. He might think we're out since there's 2 in our discard pile, but no, sir. We play 3 Lysandres, and we're just going to go ahead and heavy impact take the W on the Lapras, Quad Lapras deck. Not something I expected. Oh, actually, was our last Lysandre prized? Never mind. I thought we had 2 in the discard. We had only had 1 in the discard, actually. So he was just hoping we didn't have it there. I can't believe we just won a game with this deck, guys. Let's go ahead, grab another one, see if we can win another. I said we were going to play at least 2 games. If we win 2 games in a row, I'm not going to jinx myself because it's probably not going to happen, but it could happen. It definitely could happen. We'll see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and flip the coin. We do lose, unfortunately. I'm not sure what my opponent is playing. I saw like Dark and I saw Lightning and all kinds of stuff. So we're just going to click Done. Gym Badge treated us pretty well in that first game. We flipped a couple of heads and then tails and stuff like that. There was only 1 Gym Badge that we flipped to just 1 tails. So as long as we don't have that happen again, we should be pretty good to go. I will say a reason, some people might wonder why I don't play a copy of Wally or something like that in this deck. And the reasoning for that is it just seems like inconsistent. I want to just guarantee the turn 2. There's not a high chance of us getting that turn 1, so looks like we are playing up against an Evolutions deck. So Umbreon's Dark Call GX is definitely something that could be pretty annoying to have to deal with. But we can take 2 prizes for knocking out Eevees. He probably plays Shaymin. And also the lower end Evolutions, we can take knockouts on those guys. So let's see what he gets here with his Ultra Ball. He's choosing to play the Full Art Umbreon as opposed to the Hyper Rare. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the Full Arts better or the Hyper Rares? I like the like max rarity idea of things when it comes to online. I use the lowest rarity in real life, but online I like to use max rarity. So I use the Hyper Rares, but I'm not sure which one I like better. I do like the Full Art look of this one, so not sure. Just a pass onto our turn after a Kukui, so not a great start for my opponent. Not what they were looking for, probably. We prized 2 Dratinis, which is really bad. But we've got all of our energy except for 1 grass. We only have 1 Float Stone, unfortunately, which means we may have to retreat. We want to be careful about filling up our bench too much due to the Zorua here. We could Ultra Ball and try to find a Shaymin and set up and draw a bunch of cards. But he would need a Lysandre plus a double colorless to knock out our Dratini. We'll go ahead and play Gym Badge, which fails us. Unfortunately, my opponent is probably like, what is this guy playing? Gym Badge? What the heck? We do have the Dragonair in our hands for the next turn. So we maybe don't even need to play this in. We just go Dragonair retreat, then in on the next turn. Yeah, we're just going to pass. I don't know, maybe we could have played the in, but we've got a really solid hand. If he ends us, then this is all going to be for nothing. But we'll see if he finds a double colorless energy plus a Kukui. That would actually allow him to knock out the Shaymin-EX. He is going to get a Lysandre, though. So if he has a double colorless energy, he will be able to knock out Dratini. Sure enough, Dratini is going to go down. Unfortunately, we do have to bench another Pokemon because he is going to knock out this Shaymin this turn. So yeah, now I definitely wish I had played the in, but... And we only have 1 more Dratini in the deck, so we probably need to play this Ultra Ball to find it. Because otherwise we're going to have not the highest odds of finding it, since we did prize 2 of them. We're going to go ahead and put the energy here on Dratini, and we're going to end. We do get an Unown. We'll go ahead and bench that. I don't think we'll play it. You know what? We're going to Gym Badge first. Heads? Aw. I want to get more... we just Gym Badge into another Gym Badge. Heads? Heads? I want to go like a bunch of heads in a row one time today. We're going to go ahead and bench the Unown. He's likely going to knock out Shaymin. If he has a Lysandre, that will be very unfortunate. But at this point, there's nothing I can do about it since we prized our other 2 Dratinis. We can't even dig for another one because, yep, and he's just going to Lysandre it. So I'm pretty sure we can't win this one. I kind of want to scoop it up, but yeah, if we don't draw our Super Rod here, that's pretty much going to do it. And even if we do, we're pretty far behind at this point. But my opponent has had a slow start. So we'll just promote the Shaymin. He actually should have put the 30 damage on the Unown so we can potentially win the game the next turn. Let's see if we can find the Super Rod here. Even so, like, we would have to discard way too much stuff with this Sycamore. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and concede this one. Pretty unfortunate there for us, but maybe should have on that second turn tried to bench the second Dratini. Looking at that now, we definitely should have done that, but we're gonna go ahead and grab one more game. We won 1 game with this deck, so that, like, has completed my goal for the day. If we can win another one, though, we'll see what happens. 12 Blue Dolphins here. I believe this is actually a locked account. This might be Dark Integral Gaming. I'm actually not sure, but that would be pretty funny. So, we'll see what kind of deck they are playing. And we'll call, we'll choose to go first, of course, so we can get off that turn to Dragon's Wish attack. So let's see what Pokemon they're going to put in the active. And see what we can do. We saw Fire colorless, so could be some sort of Incineroar deck. He was using a Litten coin, so it definitely could be Incineroar. So we'll see what we can make happen. Definitely not a good matchup. 250 HP on that Incineroar, but we can take advantage of those small HP guys for sure. So we'll go ahead and start with Dratini. And we're going first, so we're not going to bench the Unown, but we probably will bench it. And let's see what they flip over. What is my opponent working with here? We see a Volcanion. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bench a Dratini. We didn't see water, so he's not playing Volcanion EX, meaning he cannot Power Heater and knock us out. So we're going to go ahead and attach to the active, knowing that that's the case, and we're going to just play Professor Sycamore here. We do have a Dragonair on the next turn. We'll go ahead and bench this Dratini. Yeah, this is a solid hand for the next turn, so we'll go ahead and click done. Don't need to play the Unown yet. We can save it. And let's see what my opponent does, what they're able to make happen. And what kind of deck they're working with. I would imagine, based on just the typings we saw, this is going to be Incineroar. Also thinking of the coin we saw. So Ultra Ball is going to get rid of Ninja Boy and a Fire Energy. And then we see him grab a Flareon EX with that Flash Fire and Blaze Ball attack / ability. Max Elixir is going to put an energy on it, and we're just going to see an N. Unfortunately, though, since our hand was pretty good for the next turn, but hopefully we can find a Dratini, or a Dragonair, excuse me. So just a Tauros comes onto the bench and a pass from my opponent. We do find an Ultra Ball, which will find us the Dragonair. So let's go ahead and play Gym Badge here, see what we can make happen. There's one, just one. And we get the Dragonair Gym Badge. OP, guys, coming through in the clutch for us. Gonna go ahead and Dragon's Wish this turn. We'll go ahead and attach the energy to the active. We might have to Tail Smack the Tauros. I don't really want to put 150 on it, just because then it can just rage and KO everything in our deck. So we only have 2 Lysandres left because we discarded one, so we need to keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and put the Float Stone. We'll put it down here on this guy. See what we find here with Trainers Mail. Still saving the Unown. We do find a Lysandre. We could use that and try to stall out the Tauros potentially, but no reason to grab that right now, I don't think. We may have to end this turn. Do we want to play Shaymin? We don't really need to dig for anything. I guess if we can just... No, I think we need to save it for digging on the next turn. Let's go ahead and actually just end. We'll get a new hand, and this is going to allow us... If we can find like another Dratini or something, or Dragonair, excuse me, that would be nice. So we do find a Level Ball, which will let us grab that. And, yeah. So we'll grab another Dragonair. We do have 3 Dragonites, 2 more Shaymins. Or do we prize 2 Shaymins, actually? Looks like it. And, yep, let's go ahead and just grab the Dragonair. And evolve this one. And we do get off the turn 2 Dragon's Wish, meaning that on our next turn we can attach as many energies as we want and take KOs and start swinging hard. Taking 2 prizes on a Volcanion, pretty nice. And let's see what my opponent is going to do. We see a Max Elixir come down. Gonna go onto the Flareon. See him use the Scorched Earth Stadium. Energy going onto the active, and he will be able to Power Heater and get some energies in play onto some of these other Pokemon. Probably one on Flareon, maybe one on Tauros. We'll see what he decides to do. Yep, sure enough, one on each of those 2. Then on this turn, we get to go a little crazy here. We're going to actually just Ultra Ball. We're going to get rid of the Gym Badge. I don't really want to get rid of Lysandre, and I also don't want to get rid of the energy. It's either Lysandre or this Lightning Energy. We do have Super Rod, but we don't have any BS Seekers, so I think we are just going to get rid of the Lightning Energy. Grab the Dragonite so we can get the attack off this turn. My opponent didn't play any cards, but we definitely want to attach as many energies as we can, so we are going to play the N this turn. We do give my opponent a new hand, unfortunately, but like I said, giving ourselves a chance to attach as many energies as possible this turn. We could play the Super Rod, but I don't think we need to do that. Just to put back a Dragonite and a Lightning Energy. So we'll go ahead and Farewell Letter. Okay. We'll go ahead and Farewell Letter. We're saving these guys because we could potentially find an Ultra Ball with this to grab a Shaymin. We do find a Double Dragon, which is actually really good. We can go ahead and get this guy up. Go ahead and evolve this one as well. No reason to bench this Dratini, I don't think. We want to save that to maybe Ultra Ball away. We don't need to play Super Rod yet. And we're just going to Heavy Impact 450 and take 2 prizes on a Volcanion. So we do find a Level Ball and a Shaymin-EX, very nice. The Shaymin is a good grab out of there. We can actually Super Rod back an Unown and then Level Ball for the Unown, so we can draw more cards that way. But we'll see him play a Max Elixir. He does hit, and it's going to go on to that Flareon. So that Flareon is going to hit for a decent amount of damage here. He's going to Fighting Fury Belt, meaning we cannot knock out this Volcanion. If we played a Kukui, we maybe could, but not going to happen for us here. If we draw a Lysandre, I think we'll Lysandre up this Flareon. Not looking like we're going to draw one yet. He's going to play a Scorched Earth. We do have 2 left in the deck, so we could draw a Trainer's Mail. We could draw just the Lysandre straight up. How many Ultra Balls? Yeah, we have 3 Ultra Balls left. This is assuming none are prized, because I did miss that. And we're just going to see a Power Heater for 30 damage. All this work to knock out this 160 HP non-EX. So we do find an Ultra Ball. We want to put a Lightning Energy here. We're going to Ultra Ball away Sycamore Grass. And we're going to find a Shaymin-EX and try to see if we can get a Lysandre this turn. We do have 2 in the deck. We've got 3 Trainers Mails. And we're going to try to bring up this Flareon. I'm pretty sure. See, this is a little awkward since we had to... We are on a weird prize trade. Since we took 2 on the 1 Volcanion, now we have to knock out another EX. Or another non-EX. But I think bringing up this Flareon is going to be correct. He will be able to just Flash Fire and attack. But I think that this is okay with me. We could Shaymin. We don't really need to, though. So we're just going to Heavy Impact for 150 damage. And next turn, if he doesn't retreat it, if he doesn't heal it, we'll be able to knock him out with Heavy Impact. So let's see if we can make that happen, see what is going to work. We do have the last Lysandre in our hands. We're going to likely want to save that for this Volcanion. He does play Switch, so he's going to bring up this Flareon, which means we may have to use our last Lysandre on this Flareon, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, if only we had played Professor Kukui in the deck today. If only we had played Professor Kukui. But there's no guarantee, of course, we would have it. We do have a Lysandre plus, or not Lysandre, we do have Shaymin plus another Ultra Ball to potentially get another Shaymin, but he's actually just going to move energies up to this Flareon. And Blaze Ball will knock us out. Only for 1 prize for my opponent, though. Okay, so we're going to bring up Dragonite. We do have a Float Stone, so if we don't want to attack, we can retreat. We could Dragon's Wish this turn. We could take a KO on this Flareon. Then, in turn, he knocks out our Dragonite. He needs another energy to do that, so he'd have to Flash Fire up to this one. Then, it gives us another turn to attach to this one. We give him a Shaymin, so he goes down to 2 prizes. Then we can potentially knock this one out with our last Dragonite. It's a lot of stuff to try to make happen, but I think that this is going to work the best for us. So we're going to go ahead and Ultra Ball, get rid of N and Shaymin. We do have another Shaymin in the deck still, and +1 in our prizes we can still grab. We're just going to grab Dragonite. We actually need to find Super Rod because we don't have enough energies. So maybe we should have played Shaymin that turn. I actually miscounted energies there, so that's pretty bad. But we're going to go ahead and play the Lysandre. I think we actually lose this game, but we'll see what we can make happen. We're taking as many prizes as we can with Dragonite here. 300 damage on the Flareon to take 3 prizes. We do find an energy, we find a Shaymin, and a Float Stone. So that's all good stuff to find, actually. But we're going to need to find a Super Rod this coming turn, it looks like. He's going to Fighting Fury Belt the Flareon, which is unfortunate. Which means he is hitting for 160. Now he's hitting for 180. So lots of damage. And we don't have a Lysandre anymore, which means we don't really have a way to deal with this Pokemon. And he's going to end us down to just 1 card. And with no VS Seekers in the deck, we don't really have an out to winning this one, I'm pretty sure. We can't set up a 3rd Dragonite. We definitely can't set up a 3rd Dragonite. We're going to promote Shaymin. Definitely just going to let him take this knockout. We need to save the Dragonite if we can. Protect the Dragonite. We're going to Shaymin set up for 5 cards. Getting the Sycamore off the end of one is pretty funny. Gym Badge, the hero. Let's see what works. Nope. Doesn't work out for us today. We're going to go ahead and bench the Dratini. We need to find Super Rod this turn. Even if we find it, it's not going to do anything for us. Yep, Super Rod or bust. We find it. Very nice. Okay, so how do we win? We just need to take one more prize. We're out of double dragon energies. Maybe if we played a special charge we could make this happen, but it's not looking great right now, guys. There's one grass in the deck. And one light, just one grass actually, I think. So I think we need to put back 2 grass and a lightning. How many Dragonairs do we have? We have 1 more. I actually don't know if it's prized or not. So I think our win condition here, it's not good and not likely, is going to be to Dragon Impact and then in turn Tail Smack with Dragonair. Let's see what's in the deck. 4 grass and 1 lightning. We need to attach an energy this turn. Yeah, we can't win. Definitely can't win. Our last prize, I think, is our last Dragonair. We'd have to attach an energy. Looking like we can't win. We'll play Professor Sycamore. We'll go ahead and attach this energy. We can Warped Wind next turn in order to get the energies in play, but then he's just going to knock us out with the Flareon. So I think we're just going to pass here. We're going to let him get his win. We're going to, you know, he's going to knock us out and most likely win this game. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We can Tail Smack him with Dratini. He could also just randomly play a switch into this Volcanium for no reason. That would be great. We could Gym Badge and try to deck ourselves out, which would be pretty funny. So now I'm just kind of thinking of the best way for us to lose this game. Yeah, I knew that this is kind of what this video was going to go like today, but we got 1 win, so I can't complain about that. We got 1 win for sure, which is, like I said at the very beginning, I wanted to win 1 game today's video. Maybe I could have done something a little differently in this game, like maybe not playing the Lysandre onto that Flareon, because then that forced us to Lysandre the same Flareon 2 times since he did play a switch. We're going to actually try to Gym Badge and deck ourselves out. We'll see if we can make that happen. We're going to Warped Wind this turn, which is not going to do anything. We don't have enough energies to attack. Let's see what the last 2 cards are. A Float Stone, so we only need to flip 1 heads on Gym Badge. 1 heads. Come on, Gym Badge. Yes! 3, 4... Flip 6 heads with only 1 card left in the deck. So we're just going to go ahead. Warped Wind. Why not? That is too funny. 6 heads in a row. All he has to do is pass and we will lose. If he has a Lysandre, he can actually just win the game by taking out Shaymin as well. And he's going to take... So he had like 8 win conditions that turn. But that's fine, you know. We decked ourselves out with Gym Badge, so... Good game, good game. We'll give him a well played. Oh no, we didn't even have a chance, unfortunately. So there is Dragonair, don't care. Dragonair might care a little bit after getting smoked by that Volcanium Flareon deck, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens. So, if you guys enjoyed, definitely leave a like on the video today. Be sure you're subscribed if you haven't, so that way you can get notified anytime we put up a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.